What's the big idea pulling on my skirt? These were the words that came out of the mouth of Lu, a Chinese model. What exactly happened to Lu during her much-anticipated trip to Japan's Nara, where she had hoped to take some stunning photos? Before proceeding with the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Doing so will make sure more stories like this one naturally appear on your feed. Now, let's dive into the details. Nara Park is a famous Japanese landmark that bustles with tourists throughout the year. It's especially known for the hundreds of free-roaming deer that fascinate visitors with their graceful presence. But on this particular day, the scene I witnessed was far from the serene atmosphere typically associated with the park. I'm John Williams, a writer from America, and I've been working on essays about Japanese culture and tourism. The deer of Nara are sacred creatures, believed to be messengers of the gods. And I was researching the historical and religious significance of these animals. My intention was to capture how deeply Japanese culture respects nature and wildlife, but what I witnessed that day was a stark contrast. Among the tourists seeking to interact with the deer, some lacked respect or understanding of different cultural norms. That day, I encountered one such group of visitors. Two young women, tourists from China, appeared before me. Their names were Lu and Xiao, both fashion models, visiting Nara to capture glamorous photos for their social media followers. They were hard to miss: Lu, in her flashy mini skirt and high heels, and Xiao, with a camera, striking poses for photos. Knowing that interacting with the deer would be a highlight for their photos, the two women bought deer crackers from a vendor. However, they completely misunderstood how to engage with the deer. In Nara, the deer are revered, and it's considered proper etiquette to interact with them gently. But to Lu and Xiao, the deer were nothing more than props for their photoshoot. "This will make for great photos," Lu said with a smile, holding up the deer crackers. At first, Lu and Xiao were like any other tourists, trying to feed the deer. But soon, Lu began teasing the animals. She would hold the cracker out in front of the deer, pretending to throw it, only to pull it back repeatedly. "Come on, you want this? Go get it," Lu playfully said to the deer. The deer, desperate for food, followed her hand movements intently. But the cracker was never given. Xiao laughed and cheered her on, saying, "Lu, this is hilarious. Do it again." Lu, now more enthusiastic, kept pretending to throw the crackers, making the deer chase after them. Each time, the deer would approach her, but the food never came. Her hand remained full of crackers. "Look at them, they're chasing me like dogs." Lu continued to laugh as she teased the animals. But the deer, realizing they were being fooled, began to grow wary of her. They became increasingly agitated by her behavior. As the deer continued to be denied food, their frustration toward Lu became clear. Normally, the deer in Nara are friendly and calm. However, after being tricked again and again, their patience had run out. Suddenly, one of the deer approached Lu and grabbed her mini skirt in its mouth, tugging at it firmly. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Lu, shocked, grabbed her skirt and tried to pull it back. But the deer, still wanting the crackers, held on tight. Lu's face flushed red as her skirt was tugged again and again, leaving her visibly flustered. Xiao, watching the scene unfold, called out, "Lu, are you okay? That deer's pulling on your skirt." Lu tried to shake off the deer, but it stubbornly held on, knowing that she still had the food. The deer was determined to get its reward. "This is ridiculous," Lu shouted angrily. "This deer is way too aggressive." Lu's angry voice echoed across the park, drawing the attention of nearby tourists. The deer had simply been seeking food, but Lu's teasing had provoked it. Now, she was frantically trying to hold her skirt in place, while yelling at the animal. "What are you doing pulling on my skirt?" she shouted, swatting at the deer. Still, the deer remained hopeful, expecting to finally get the crackers. Japanese tourists in the area were left speechless by the scene. To them, the Nara deer are sacred creatures, and it was unimaginable to see them treated so disrespectfully. But to Lu and Xiao, the deer were merely animals. "Lu, you should get away," Xiao urged, but neither of them seemed to know how to resolve the situation. It was then that a Japanese man approached Lu and spoke up. "Please don't treat the deer like that," said the man, Sato, quietly yet firmly. He had seen enough of the commotion and had decided to intervene. Lu turned toward him, startled at first. But her surprise quickly turned into anger. "What? This deer is pulling on my skirt. Why are you acting like I'm the one at fault?" Xiao, backing Lu up, shouted, "Exactly. We were just having fun. Why are we being scolded?" Sato calmly replied, "The Nara deer aren't just animals. Here in Nara, they're considered sacred, messengers of the gods. And they've been treated with great respect for centuries. It's very rude to tease them or handle them roughly." But Lu was far from convinced. "Messengers of the gods? They're just animals. I was just playing around. So why are you all making such a big deal about it?" Her voice brimming with frustration, Lu couldn't understand why her behavior was considered so inappropriate. Nara's deer are not mere tourist attractions. They hold deep historical significance as sacred creatures. For over 1,200 years, the deer of Nara Park have been protected as divine messengers, under the care of Kasuga Taisha Shrine. According to legend, the god Takamikazuki no Mikoto arrived in Nara, riding a white deer, and since then, the deer have been revered as holy. In fact, during the Edo period, harming a deer was punishable by death, a testament to how seriously the deer were regarded. Even today, they are cherished as symbols of Nara's cultural and religious heritage. Sato tried to explain this history to Lu, but her reaction remained cold. "That's such an old story. It doesn't mean anything now. We're just tourists trying to have fun. So this whole sacred thing is meaningless to me," she said dismissively. Xiao nodded in agreement. "In our country, animals like these are just wild creatures. Why should we have to treat them so special?" Lu and Xiao's attitude didn't change. They showed no respect for the culture or religious significance of the deer, and instead viewed them through the lens of their own values, refusing to try and understand the local customs. Later, back in America, I wrote an article about what had happened in Nara. The title, "Clash with the Sacred Deer: How a Lack of Cultural Understanding Caused Chaos." In my article, I described in detail how Lu teased the deer by pretending to throw food over and over again, which led to the deer becoming frustrated and tugging at her skirt. In the end, Lu refused to take responsibility for her actions, showing no respect for the culture or beliefs surrounding the sacred deer. I concluded with this thought: understanding different cultures isn't something that happens just by visiting tourist spots. It requires respecting the customs and beliefs of the people who live there, and learning what they hold dear. The deer of Nara have been revered as sacred for centuries, and to dismiss that reverence is to ignore the rich history and culture that surrounds them. Lu and Xiao saw their trip as mere entertainment, but the true value of travel lies in understanding and respecting the cultures we encounter. Through this experience, I was reminded of what true tourism is all about. Next time I visit Nara, I look forward to peacefully interacting with the deer, and fully embracing the culture and history of this beautiful place. Thank you for watching the video until the end. If you have any thoughts or opinions, feel free to share them in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button to stay updated on more stories highlighting the beauty of Japan.